Well, hello there. Welcome to Studio Takes. Dane Scott along with Pocket Frog.
Oh, yeah.
Good to be with you today. It's going to be a fun one and an unusual one. Sometimes you get the opportunity to do a style that you don't always get asked to do, but if you've developed the style, you've got it ready in your Army knife, you can pull out the blade and do it. So today we're going to do kind of the same style as you'd hear at an awards ceremony or at some kind of a big gala where they're introducing acts or performers or celebrities or the representatives of the cause or whatever it is. This particular one that I was asked to do today came from a client that's producing it for a fundraiser out in Las Vegas. And so I'm going to be doing that for you coming up in just seconds.
Studio Takes. Real help for the aspiring voiceover artist and Fiverr entrepreneur.
Something new over at the Gig Doctor page, I'll just point it out briefly to you. The other day, I played a brand new demo that contains some nice testimonial comments from some of my coaching students. That now has been added to the coaching page at thegigdoctor.com, so you can check it out there. And so get to thegigdoctor.com and just click on the link for voiceover coaching, and that'll take you to that. See, I told you it was just a quickie, and now we're going to get right to the job today, the job at hand. I was out walking in the park this afternoon when I got this little message on the phone, and sure enough, I had a new email. Someone was saying, "Hi, it's Carl, and I've got this project. I think that we've worked before, and here is the script. And, previously you did kind of a voice of God thing for me. This time I want you to do a happy or a friendly voice of God." So, yeah, I didn't know exactly quite how to make that out, but ultimately I figured it out once I saw the script, because what he really wants is kind of the grand ladies and gentlemen style. And that's something that is really fun to do. You get to kind of cut loose. Not every voiceover has to be subdued or just conversational. Sometimes you can just put the pedal to the metal and do something really fun and unusual. So that's what this one's about. I've actually already cut the final thing for him, but what I thought I'd do is to just pull up the script and do a little bit of it for you while you and I are together here. So I'm going to do a couple of the cuts from this, and then I'll show you how actually I'm going to do two things. For the sake of the podcasters, I'm going to mention that I'm about to place a marker at the beginning of the recording, and I'm just going to paste in the first heading because there are a series of paragraphs here, and each one is a separate introduction, and I think that he probably would appreciate if they were all as separate files. That is such a small matter to do that I just did that for him today. So I'm going to do the introduction. What I did was just copied the number one introduction heading and pasted it into the marker at the very beginning of the recording. And now we're going to do something grand for him. I'm going to back off the mic a little bit because this is going to be loud. Welcome to the Family Promise of Las Vegas Share the Promise Kickoff. We are thrilled to celebrate 25 years of Family Promises services in the Las Vegas community and the launch of the Share the Promise Capital Campaign. Please welcome Family Promise of Las Vegas Executive Director, Terry Lindeman. So you can hear that there's a lot of kind of the gala, really, really bold, ladies and gentlemen kind of thing. It's the kind of thing that you would hear in a public address announcement at a big event, so you can get really big with it. And what I like to do is to actually picture this being played over the loudspeakers to an audience. In this particular case, they're fudging a little bit because of the COVID thing. So this is going to be presented online instead of being before a live audience in studio, but it's going to have the same kind of effect. And they have live performers that will be, I think what they really have done is they're recorded live. So there'll be clips. They'll play a clip, and it's all part of a fundraiser to raise money for homeless people in Las Vegas is what this amounts to. So I'm going to now put down another marker, and now I'm going to do this one. One of Las Vegas's long-standing residency shows, performing live to fans from around the globe, here to kick off the party. Please welcome our friends, the Australian Bee Gees. All right, so you get the idea. Right? Please welcome, I would be editing out that one little outtake. Party. Please welcome our friends, the Australian Bee Gees. All right, so that's it. And then there's just a whole sequence of them here. I don't know, there must be a dozen or so of them. After he had called and sent the email, what we did was to discuss the style that he wanted. And so I'm still out at the park and I'm just tapping some notes in my phone. And he says, "How much?" And so I kind of added it up in terms of the number of words, and I gave him a quote for it. And he just said, that doesn't quite seem like enough. And he doubled it. So that was kind of nice.
That pays some bills right there.
That'll pay some bills indeed. So this is just another style that you can do. It's, the way to kind of develop these is to just play around with it. Make sure nobody's listening so you're not feeling self-conscious. And then just kick it down. Just give it your all. Really give it a kind of a wild shot. Don't be afraid to experiment, to get grand, to try all different little inflections. Think about when you've heard these kind of things and see if you can reproduce what you've heard when you've been at these big events or watched them on television. So that was this kind of surprise extra project today, an event out in Las Vegas, and it was fun working on it and sharing it with you.
Your turn, y'all.
That's right. Time to hear from you now. Leave your comments there in the comment field, either in the podcast or at YouTube. Love the thumbs up. Thank you for the people that have been doing that lately. But in addition to that, please do leave comments. Maybe you can tell me about, or the rest of the gang, about some other projects you've done where you've had a chance to pull out one of those unusual knives from the Army knife and do something that's a little out of the ordinary. So talk about that in the comments. And I'll see you next time on another edition of Studio Takes.
You give me a call.
Hello.
Hello?
Hello, I think.
Hello, cutie pie.
Until I heard the voice, I'd never done a crazy thing in my whole life.
Goodbye.